Welcome. Have a seat, please.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming in today. And I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly. How do you say your name?
Emir Esbat.
Emir Esbat. All right. Well, I'm so glad that you decided to come in. I look forward to walking with you through these challenging situations that you've noted to me. So before we start our session today, I wanted to just go over some of the paperwork that you completed for me online.
Okay.
I asked you to complete an intake packet because I wanted you to have an idea of some of the things we're going to be talking about as we go through our counseling sessions. So the first thing that I wanted to go over was, of course, the general consent that you formed or you signed for me, That just lets you know that yes, you agree that whatever therapeutic approach that I choose to offer up, that you'll partner with me on this in working through your issues. Does that sound okay?
It does.
And then also I wanted to let you know that as far as the HIPAA patient privacy policy, I'm going to make sure that all of your information is safeguarded. I'm not going to release any of your information without your consent first, unless, of course, I feel like you are, at risk of hurting yourself or somebody else. So if that sounds okay with you as well? Okay, perfect. So now that we've got that covered, I also want to talk to you about expectations. So the counseling sessions are 45 minutes.
Okay.
If you're more than 15 minutes late, just call, let me know, but also know that it's going to just shorten the time that we have to work together. Also, there is a cancellation fee if you cancel your appointment in less than 36 hours. So unless there's something emergent, if you just no call, no show, unfortunately, I'd still have to charge you for the session.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
It does.
Okay, all right. So now that we've got some of the housekeeping out of the way, tell me a little bit about what's brought you in.
Well, I've noticed over the last couple of years I've struggled heavily with self-image and self-worth.
Okay.
It's almost like riding a roller coaster at times where different portions of my life seem to suffer, where be it work, personal life, family life, relationally, friendships or whatnot. And it's just gotten to a point where it's taken me to some places I'm not too happy. So.
Okay. So you said that this started within the last 2 years. Did I hear that correctly?
Few years, yeah. I would say 2 years is pretty close to the beginning, I guess.
Okay. So your self-image and self-worth issues. Can you tell me, is there a particular point in time that you can remember that all of a sudden your thoughts towards yourself turned very negative? I really couldn't pinpoint it for you. Mm-hmm.
But I think kind of home life kind of reared its head there first. If I had to pick anywhere, it really showed itself. I perform. I do my job at work. I go to work. I take care of business. I knock things out. I'm always praised highly at work, but when I get home, it's just, I feel like I drop the ball constantly. I don't take care of the things at home that I should for me and my wife, and sometimes I feel like I failed.
And you keep saying at home you feel like you're dropping the ball, but at work you feel like you're thriving.
Yes.
Is at home the only area in which you feel like you're failing, or are there other areas as well?
No, I mean friendships and such. I don't know, like sometimes it feels like I go months without talking to people, outside of work or outside of my wife. I don't reach out to people that have been in my life for countless years.
Okay.
And granted, they don't reach back, but I know better. And fortunately, they have the grace within them to go ahead and, it's like we pick up where we left off. But still, everybody goes through things in life, and sometimes you have to see it on Facebook, somebody had a kid, or, you don't get to be in that moment, and, that point in time where you guys were really tight. You know, you always thought, hey, I'd be there for that.
Right.
You know, and it's hard.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say, and if I am not hearing this correctly, please let me know. But I want to make sure I'm understanding exactly where you are. So not only do you feel like at home you're maybe missing the mark, I'm going to call the mark as in the expectations, but you're also missing that in your relationships with your friends. Can you tell me, do you feel like you are also missing the mark or you're not meeting your own expectations in regards to maybe your relationship with your mom, your dad? And I'm assuming that you have a mom and dad. Can you tell me a little bit more about your extended family?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as it is with friends, you know. There are times where I go weeks without talking to my parents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my sister talks to my mom like every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if I don't keep birthdays in my phone, I miss them.
Okay.
You know, granted, I do it to myself too sometimes.
Uh-huh. That's easy to do.
Yeah.
I do that too sometimes.
But yeah, I mean, I don't reach out as much as I should. My mom's pretty good about reaching out to me and checking on me, and sometimes I'm not good about reaching back right away.
Mm-hmm.
I do eventually, but you know, you get that text and you're just like, I'm in the middle of something, and
Right.
instead of taking the 30 seconds it takes to shoot one back, I just kind of brush it off sometimes and say, I'll get to it later.
Okay.
And then sometimes I don't. And yeah, I feel like that's kind of, at times, driven a wedge.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that you would like not only for your expectation is that you have healthy relationship, it sounds like with your wife, with your friends, with your family, but most importantly with yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So as far as your expectations, can you tell me what would a perfect home life, a perfect friendship, and a perfect relationship with your family look like?
I mean, I know nobody's perfect, you know.
That's absolutely right.
So I know I'm not going to hit the mark, as you put it,
Mm-hmm.
100% of the time, but, you know, let's be fair, you need a passing grade, right?
Yes.
So, you know, it would be nice to know that I get home and the things that I was supposed to take care of the day before aren't the things that my wife is doing when she gets home.
Okay.
You know, I mean, the occasional, I missed, you know, washing a couple of cups or something like that, or, you know, it shouldn't be the garbage just climbing up the wall. It shouldn't be I walk through the door and all I want to do is take a shower, eat, and go to sleep. You know, granted I work hard, but the job's not done once you get home.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that you want to be more engaged.
Yeah.
And it sounds like just little chores around the house, or
just in general, like I want her to feel and know that I'm a partner, not just a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
I want her to know that she can count on me, like she's sick or if she has school or things like that, that I can pick up the load and take care of it too. And she doesn't have to worry or stress herself out and balance 18 million things at once.
Okay.
You know, and it's just, I find myself over the years just not doing that, and I can't seem to figure out why.
Mm-hmm.
At times.
Okay. So I'm sure as you've noticed, as you've been talking, I've been looking down. I'm just writing down little notes because I want to make sure that I'm hearing everything, and certain things that stick out to me, I want to just make sure that I document it so that it helps me and it helps us as we walk out this course to getting you to a place where you like who you are, and not only that, but you feel like you're actually, it sounds like the man that you want to be, but the man that you want to be for everybody in your life as well. Am I hearing that correctly? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to just write down one more note. And can you tell me a little bit more about what your expectation is for yourself in context of your friendships?
Just being more engaged there too.
Okay.
Not being the guy that, you know, hangs out once and disappears for months on end. You know, I want to be able to celebrate their wins, there to celebrate their wins, and, you know, help them grieve with their losses.
Right.
If that makes any sense in life.
Right.
You know, I had a group of guys that I literally called family, and granted, we all grew apart to an extent. You know, families grow apart, but you stay together.
Right.
And that hurt, you know, because I pushed away because I was trying to advance my career and, you know, my relationship, which you know, I dropped the ball on that. But
And what relationship are you speaking of?
me and my wife. You know, I kind of felt it was time to grow up, but I took the wrong angle at it. And instead of trying to grow up, but kind of stay in path to where I can still stay in touch with them, I just kind of pushed off. And ever since then, it's been kind of hard to, I don't know if it sounds right, but hard to justify making solid relationships.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
It's just been, I don't know, I kind of felt like if I couldn't make those relationships work, and how am I going to make others work? You know, these guys were literally family. We would have done anything for each other at the time that we were all together. You know, we knew each other inside out. We knew each other, you know, likes, dislikes, had each other's back, whether you were right or wrong. And I just kind of walked away from all that, it feels like.
Okay.
And so it was like, well, if I couldn't do that for them, then how can I do that for somebody else?
Okay. All right. Well, I think this is a great time for me to step in and let you know a little bit more about what I like to use in my practice, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. And, you know, the last statement that you made really stuck out to me, and I'm paraphrasing it. You know, when you said, if I can't make this work, well, how can I make everything else work? What I would like to work on with you is reframing the way you think. That's what cognitive behavioral therapy is all really about. The nuts and bolts of it is helping you to replace those negative thoughts that are driving your behavior with positive thoughts that will actually help you to get to where you want to be.
Okay.
You know, as a man goes in his mind, that's where his actions go too. And like you have been believing, if I can't make that relationship work, how can I ever make another friendship work? And that's not true. There's some, I feel like there's probably been some patterns in your life where things just haven't worked out, and you start wondering, well, what's wrong with me, and why can't I succeed, and you know, and these different things that have really influenced your behavior. That's the word I'm looking for. And so what we're going to work on over our time together in counseling is helping to determine what experiences in life have given you these very negative belief systems that have now influenced the way that you engage in your relationship with your wife, you engage in your relationship with your friends, and you engage in a relationship with your family, but more importantly, the way that you see yourself, the lens in which you view yourself. So, what I would like to do is give you a little bit of homework. How do you feel about that?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you let me know what you would like to do. If it's too much, if it's not enough, I'm going to give you a few options, and you let me know what you feel comfortable with. Do you like music?
Yeah.
Okay,
Love it.
perfect. So what I would like for you to do for the next week, because I would like to see you next week if that's okay, what I would like for you to do is to listen to songs and write down songs that you identify with the most, the ones that you feel like speak to who you are right now.
Okay.
And then write out a list of songs that speak to the person that you want to become.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, what I like for you to do is to get a journal. And I want you to write down thoughts that go through your mind frequently. Just the tape that you're playing in your head all the time. It could be 5 things a day, 10 things a day, whatever. Typically we have about 20 to 60,000 thoughts that go through our mind. There's quite a few. So I'm not expecting you to write them all down, but there's certain things that you notice, there's a pattern, write that down.
Okay.
And so when we come back next week, I like to go through that a little bit more and start really looking at and delving into some of the experiences that might be informing your thoughts and that might be leading you to walk a path that you clearly don't desire to walk any longer. Does that sound okay?
It does.
Okay. So today was really just about me getting to know you a little bit more, knowing exactly where you're at, but more importantly, where you want to go. And then also for you to become comfortable with me and make sure that this is a good fit for you as far as therapy goes. Okay? And I did want to ask you one more thing before we concluded the visit, and I should have asked this in the beginning, but are you comfortable having a female therapist? I know that you said you were, you had some concerns about your marriage with your wife, and it's clearly something that you want to improve, and it's something that I definitely think will improve. But I wanted to make sure that you're comfortable having me as your therapist as a woman.
I am.
You are? Okay, perfect. All right, well, Emir, it was so nice spending this time with you. And next week, next Wednesday at 5 o'clock, does that work for you the same time?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, and I'll see you next week.
All
All right.